everyone, today I'm here to talk about the Fifth Wave movie. I just saw this actually a couple of days ago. As of this coming out, it'll be a little bit after that, but I still wanted to film a review and talk about it and just share my feelings with you guys. And right now, Fifth Wave is based on a book. You should probably know that by now. But another thing you might not know is it's actually my second favorite book in 2013, which was 3 years ago. I love this book. This is a great sci-fi dystopian that really had me on the edge of my seat, and I love the romance in it, and I love the characters. And a lot to say I love this book would be an understatement. Like, I think this is gonna be on my favorites for a long time. So yeah, I love this book. You obviously could tell by that I could love this book. I mean, 3 years from now, you saw she loved this book, and I still do. This is one of my favorite books. I love this book. Now the second book, The Infinite Sea, well, not so much, but I have been following the movie. I've done a couple trailer talks if you want to see it right there, but I was still very wary to go to this movie, and I went into it not expecting much, and I came out of it liking it, not loving it. I felt like in the middle, honestly, with that. And I know some people may like this review, some people may love it, some people may agree with it, some people may not agree with it. That's okay. We all have our own opinions. That's what makes us human, and that is perfectly fine. We can still be friends if we have different opinions. Okay? So let's just establish that before we put mean things down there, okay? We can like different things. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it. I'm not gonna try to dissect the movie too much. I just really want to talk about it as a whole. Overall, the first thing, let's talk about the book to movie adaptation part of this. If you are an avid book lover like myself, you really love the books. You cling to the book's love, and I love books. Like, obviously. But I really love this book, and as far as the movie keeping true to the book, I thought it did a pretty decent job. Of course, they had to change some things, as always movies do. You can't go into a book to movie adaptation and expect everything to go exactly like the book went. They're going to change some things because logistically, whatever, they have to do it, which I was okay with the changes. I really didn't feel like a lot of them, pissed me off. I wasn't upset with them. But so as far as the book movie adaptation, I think it did pretty good. As far as the movie as a whole, what I felt about it, I felt okay with it. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't really love it. I just kind of liked it. I just felt like it was an okay movie. And I feel like I'm probably shattering people's hearts right now, but that's just honestly how I felt. I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. I don't want to I don't want to lie to you. It was okay. And there's been a lot of book to movie adaptations. That's the thing now. Everybody, Hollywood is just, learning that YA books are where it's at. And yes, that's true. A lot of YA books are amazing. But at the end of the day, do I think this should have been made into a movie? No, I don't. I think it could have been better as a book. I think it should have stayed as a book. And that's not to say the movie was bad. I thought the movie was okay. I thought it was decent. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't walk out I watched a Beautiful Creature and said, what did I just watch? I thought it was a decent adaptation. But I'd rather have an amazing adaptation or no adaptation at all. I mean, that's just how I feel. And I felt like it could have just stayed a book series. And I read this one review about the book to movie, and somebody had written that it felt like a TV pilot, and I thought about it. I was like, it did really feel like a TV pilot, like a long TV pilot, and I agree with them. I felt like it did. And I think the movie, there were a lot of slow parts. I found it really ironic that while reading this book, I devoured all of the scenes of Cassie and Evan. I wanted more. I wanted more of that slow-burning love. I wanted more of just them talking and stuff. And I liked the army stuff in the book, but I wasn't, amazing. I was wanting the Cassie and Evan relationship. And I was, completely opposite in the movie. I really wanted more of the army stuff. I was like, this is where it's exciting. This is where the movie's action and all that kind of stuff. And the Cassie and Evan stuff was just kind of, in the movie, It definitely had... It's just like the book. This book is not 100% action. It's more of dystopian, a YA, what happens when aliens come. And I just felt like it was just okay. I felt like it was a long TV pilot. At the end, I was just this was okay. There were some scenes where I wasn't a fan of, and I didn't feel like it was just, I don't know what to say. I don't want to dissect it completely. There are some books that I think are hard to translate into movies, honestly, and that's how it is. I think I was so excited when Divergent came out, but I think obviously it's not doing so great, okay? Those movies, I have not seen Insurgent. I don't even plan to watch Legion. Maybe one day in the future I'll watch it, 9 times soon. But I feel like Divergent is a hard movie to translate because there's so many different functions in that book. You know, you got all these classisms, you got, you know, the erudite, all them people, and it was really hard to translate into movie. They have all these different things going on. Then you have books like The Hunger Games, which, yes, it gets into more dynamic and different, like a lot of operating systems, let's just say that, within the later books. But the first book, you have a primary plot point of like all these kids going to the Hunger Game, and that's a good solid plot point to make into a movie that translates well, because everyone knows when you talk about the Hunger Games, like everybody is just going, like, it's about these kids fighting for their lives, and that's just a good plot point. When you ask Divergent, like, what's that movie about? Well, it's about like this post-dystopian world, and you have these different like factions, and then you have this really, it just gets really hard to explain even when you're talking about it as a book, much less a movie. But then you have The Fifth Wave. I thought it would do decent as a movie because you have the alien takeover. Then when I was watching more of the movie, I'm like, there's a lot of different factors going on here. Yes, it's the alien takeover, but we have these people having different waves. Then we have, you know, the government, and it's really the government, you know, like trying to hurt the others. Are they really the others? You know, you have that going on. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about all these different factors that are going into this book and how hard it is to explain and keep up with. I felt rushed, especially when, you know, Ben Parrish had learned that, you know, that the government is really the others, that they're just trying to wipe out humanity with humanity, you know, they're trying to teach that. And I felt like that was a very rushed scene about how he learned about that, which I was kind of in the book, but he gets more of like a wrapping his head around it rather than the series. And the movie was like 5 seconds. Holy crap, this is what it is? Go. And I'm like, wait, like, let's dissect this a little bit more. And, you know, they changed the fact of just, you know, Ringer, like, figuring out on the spot whether she's kind of had the slow burning feeling all along in the book. And so I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to dissect this movie too much, but I feel like it was a decent adaptation. Was it the best? No. Was it the worst? No, it's definitely not the worst. I feel like it falls right in the middle for me. I still say if you like the book, go see the movie. I don't think it's like a disappointment by any means. It's just, it was okay for me, and I don't know. I feel like my like expectation levels now for book to movie adaptations are just really low because Hollywood is messing them up. I mean, look what they're doing to Divergent. I love that series. You guys know that. And they are just crapping that up, even though I didn't like the last one that much. The trailers, what are they? What is going on with those trailers? I don't, like, what am I watching? I know that's not Allegiant. That's not the book I read. That's not the book I read. So, at the end of the day, when it boils down to the book to movie adaptation part, yes, it did good, but I felt like it was kind of a slow movie, like a slow burning movie. Fifth Wave is an amazing book. It is an amazing book. I will always love the Fifth Wave no matter what. But I feel like the Fifth Wave series is like a crock pot. You have to let it burn for a little bit. You have to let it cook for a little bit. You have to let it simmer. It's a slow realization of a book. It's not 100% action-packed, which is really what generates amazing movies when it comes to dystopian and stuff like that, you know? Where we have Hunger Games, where this girl's fighting for her life the whole movie pretty much. So we have, that's a whole bunch of action going on. And we have Tris, you know, fighting for her life and training and stuff like that. And like a slow type of a, you know, book. You get a lot of amazing plot points. You get a lot of some action in it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of just a little roller coaster. When you get the Hunger Games, you got so much action going on, so much action going on, so much action going on. The Fifth Wave, you know, has a little peaks of action here and there, and there's like, you know, a lot at the end because there's a lot going on, but overall it's, you know, that's that type of, it needs time to simmer type of book. Let's talk about, quickly, I'm making this very long, let's talk about the actors' portrayal of the characters. I thought they all did really good. I thought Ben Parrish was a great Ben Parrish. I thought the girl, Chloe, I think, that played Cassie, I thought she did really good Cassie. I could see her as Cassie. She was very good. I felt like she could have been maybe a little bit tougher and stronger because when I read Cassie, I think of the ultimate tough girl. Chloe did that very well, but I felt like that could have made her just a smidgen more tougher, but overall she did good. I'm not complaining at all. Evan was good. I didn't see Evan like that in the book. I just saw him with dark hair, but you know, that's just like a physical thing. But overall he did pretty good. Ringer, I liked Ringer. I wish she was a little bit more, she was, well, in the book she's kind of a jerk, but she was a tough girl. Sammy, I'm not gonna lie to you. Every scene where there was a part with Sammy that he was getting hurt or something like that, I almost started crying. I think that's just because I'm a mom of a young boy, so thinking about that, I was like, oh my gosh. But it tugs your heartstrings, so I'll give you that. So I'll give it that. If I could rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 5, I would give it a 3 out of 5. So that's not a harsh rating. I think that's pretty good. It falls right in the middle for me. So I'm sorry to all you guys that absolutely love this movie if I broke your hearts and not liking it, but that's just how I feel. I feel like it was a decent movie. I didn't feel like I really loved it. I really didn't feel like I hated it. At the end of the day, I think this could be a great TV show. With a slow burning thing, we can have something each week. What network it would be on, I don't know, but I think it could have been a better TV show more than a movie. But I still think this is one of the books that could stay a book. But that's okay because I love this book. I will always love this book. This is one of my favorite books of all time. And it'll stay that way, even with future movies to come. Will there be an Infinite Sea movie? I don't know. I hope not because I really do not like the book. I'm just being free with you. But the last book in the trilogy is great. The Last Star this year. Let's make a movie because that'd be awesome. But yeah, if you have seen this movie and read this book, please let me know what you thought about it. Are you feeling the same way I am? Did you absolutely love the movie? Or did you absolutely not like it at all? Please let me know. Let's have a nice, honest, but nice discussion about it because we are all friends here and it's okay if we have different opinions. We can still be friends, like I said. For watching this insane ramble session. If you want to see more of me and my insaneness, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Say hello to the world unknown that you and me